Hello and welcome back to the Whisper DCS channel. It has been a minute. Again, I say that I think every single time that I do a video because I just don't upload on my YouTube that often. Anyway, today's video is going to be about the cold start for the Mi-24 Hind here that we're sitting in. It's a little bit tricky. The Russian helicopter startups tend to be a little more complicated than the Western ones. But anyway, without further ado, let's get right into it. Now, the first thing we want to do is to come down here and to click on the rotor brake. I always forget that. It's really important because you can't start the engines even, or the rotors won't turn without it, so make sure you get that down. Next thing, we want to come over here and back here, and we want to click on the circuit breaker handle, turn all those on, and then come over here and do the same thing there. Next, we want to come to the AC power panel, and we want to, the DC power panel, and we want to turn our left and right batteries on. And then we can come over here and press off and turn those warnings off because they're really annoying. And now we can turn the power from battery switch on. So I'm trying to get, alright, and then we can turn these two inverters on. And we can do the AC voltmeter and set that to 115 back here, and then we can set the DC voltmeter to battery. And then let's do left control Charlie. We can shut our door here. Our CPG Petrovich will do the same. And then we'll come down here on the left vertical panel, and we will left click and drag, or you can use the mouse wheel to seal cabin. Now, the next thing that we want to do is to start our APU. So we're just going to click start here, and we'll wait for that to warm up. Oops, actually, my bad. Forgot we want to turn the fan on. We want to turn the service tanks on. We want to do these two shut-off valves. We're going to do the fuel delimiter, external tank switch if you have them, and then our 4 fuel pumps. Also, you have some lights here that you can turn on if you need them. It's the middle of the day, so we don't need them. Now we're going to come down and we're going to press start on the APU and get that going. Oops. Sorry about that. I did some misclicks there. There we go. We can see our APU is on now, and now we can start up our engines. So we're going to do the left engine first, and this is going to be the number 1 engine, and you can see once this starts to move, as soon as it starts to move, we're going to come back here and we're going to click on the left engine stop lever. And you want to make sure you do that fairly quick, or otherwise the engines won't start. So we're going to come down here and we're going to do left engine start, and we're going to watch this gauge, the RPM. That starts to move, and then we come back here and we do the left engine stop lever. And we'll let that settle at about 75 or so, I think is what it settles at. Alright, so this is settled now. Now we're going to do the exact same thing with the right engine. We're going to set the engine start switch down to right. We're going to press start. We're going to watch this needle move. There we go, and then we'll do the right hand engine stop lever. And we'll let that one spool up as well. And in the meantime, I guess we can turn all our radio navigation switches on. The only one we don't need is the airspeed sensor, the Doppler navigator. We don't need that. The rest of them will turn on. Warning signal, I oftentimes just keep that off, also the IFF, just because it gets annoying, especially in multiplayer. I know it's kind of the point to be a sound to let you know, but I mean you can see it up here anyway, so just pay attention to that, but you can have it on. So now these have leveled out, so we're going to come down here and we're going to do press and hold page up, and we're going to let that throttle get up to full. You can see our main rotor RPM is now spinning up, as well as our engines. Right, so those are spooled up. We can come over here, fire extinguisher master switch, and we can click this up to fire extinguish. Come over here to the RQ2, turn that on. We can turn our auxiliary stores lights on, turn our gun sight on, set these two switches up. What are those switches? That's sight mode switch, set that to auto, sight sync, async, set that up to sync. Then we can come back over to our power panel. We can turn our generators on, turn these two inverters off, turn our power from battery switch off. I didn't even turn the APU gen on. Could have done that. Rectifiers, turn those on. Transformers, set these right with a right click, set those up to manual. Turn condition on. It's not essential, but do it anyway. Turn our moving map on with the left switch, just a left click there. And come back down here and press stop APU to turn that off because we don't need it anymore. This one here, this little switch, the PU38 Greben match button, just press and hold that for, oops, that's the wrong one. I always mess some stuff up. Just press and hold that, so it's tricky to get. Press and hold that for a few seconds. Then we can come over to our instrument panel again, the vertical gyros cage buttons. Just press and hold on the left one for a couple seconds, press and hold on the right one for a couple seconds. And then we can come down to our panel that's right by our left knee. At the bottom of that, near the collective, we can do this button, and this one. Turn our pitch, altitude, and roll autopilots on. And the last thing we do, if you do left control and whiskey, it will tell, you can tell Petrovich to turn on all of the weapons. That alignment takes a couple minutes, but once you get off the ground and then you start flying to the target area, they'll be all aligned. They should be in time. So anyway, thank you for watching. I hope that you found this useful. Like I said, it's a little bit of a tricky startup, but once you get the hang of it and you've done it a few times, then you'll be able to get through it pretty quickly. So once again, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you want to leave a like, it'll really, obviously, maybe, or comment, let me know how you thought about it, things I can do better. But yeah, I hope that you will tune into some of my other videos, so bye.